Doing well, and appreciate you being here. First off, I want to start off by congratulating Coach Cullip and women's basketball for their win, their first game, and first victory of many to come, and to wish Coach L good luck tonight as they kick off their season and get things rolling. I know they're excited about it. And then second of all, I want to thank the crowd and the energy and support. Our fans have been incredible all year long, and certainly look forward to seeing a bunch of them this weekend in Atlanta, and to keep that type of juice going. And then for us, again, another hard fought, really surge in the second half by our team. Always, we find a way to play complementary and team football. I think the second half point differential was 36-10 and 21-0 in the fourth quarter alone, and it came with some really high level execution. I think it was addressed at halftime, the type of team that we need to be and that we're gonna be, and what needs to be done to make that a reality. And a great job by team leadership, coaching leadership, just taking over and playing more to the standard of the Miami Hurricane football program. So that being said, question please.
I think after maybe even all 9 games, you said it, I think Coach Dawson said it in most of his availabilities this year, that when you guys come in from the feeling, yes, it was a win, but there's always some plays left out there, some meat left out there on the bone. And the players recognize that as well. How good, I know it's not ideal to leave plays out there, but for players to understand that there are still ways, a lot of ways that this team can get sharper. How nice is that?
No doubt. Well, it's exciting as a coach. It's what you want, what you hope to hear. Just acknowledgement, reality, right? Truth and transparency go a long way with just about anything in life, right? And I think that everybody recognizes that you never stay the same, right? Jimmy Johnson used to tell us all the time, you either get better or you get worse, and you don't stay the same. And it's in the details, man. It's in the details of preparation, execution. Everybody has really good players, and there's certain things that are really controllable. Like this morning, we went through some clips of some plays that really demonstrated high level culture and physicality, and then some other ones that didn't meet the standard. And it wasn't like an explosive, like super highlight film catch. It was more the extra effort in finishing a block, of getting downfield and covering your lane properly on punt or on kickoff, on putting pressure on the quarterback, not getting the sack, but putting enough pressure where the ball's got to come out and it's an interception. Those types of things, they keep popping up in a good way, and I think we got a good dose of reality and some very, I would say, enthusiastic approach, diligent approach, driven approach to get better. That's where our guys are at right now.
Are you at the point in the season where I'm sure there are still portions of practice that are very intense, but do they start to taper at this time of year? How have you, when you get 10 or 11 weeks in, plus all summer, obviously, are you at the point where things get shorter just to save guys a little bit?
I think we've tapered now to like the final tapering point. We've been there for about 3 weeks. And what that means, we still do good on good every single day. At the start of practice, in the middle of practice, and at the end, we always end it in some way, shape, or form, good on good. What I mean by that, 1s-on-1s, 2s-on-2s. We do block destruction at least once a week, 1-on-1s every single day. Thursday's a little bit lighter, but it always is. But you start the season full throttle, and then every 3 to 4 weeks you taper some, and then you get to like that final tapering point where you can't prepare properly and cut off anything.
Mario, I know you guys, really stress being involved in the community and everything. Not being political, but do you guys encourage players to vote for tomorrow's election day?
We always encourage our guys to express what they feel is right and take action as opposed to noise. Do we hold political rallies? No, that's not my job. I'm not going to do that. So.
And then with Jadis, the injury looked pretty bad on Saturday. Do you have a prognosis for if he's able to get him back this year?
He got hurt. It was a significant injury, so it'll be a while before he gets back. I like kind of circling up everybody with the family and his people before just publicly, talking about it. I think we owe him that respect, but he was hurt significant.
Mario, you talked about the OJ interception, or posting, but glad you Lofton getting the touchdown afterwards. Two true freshmen making key plays at critical times. For Lofton specifically, hasn't had a lot of touches once you guys move the conference play, but to see him come up in a big moment, have the trust man in a big moment to be able to get the touchdown there.
Well, he gets a lot of touches in practice. We have really good tight ends, and we're getting the ball spread out a little bit. And our guys touched a little bit on Saturday. So is he trusted? 100%. That guy's one of the best freshman football players I've ever been around. Comes from an awesome program in Bishop Gorman. Coached the right way, raised the right way. I mean, his mom is an incredible person. And what you get from him is just a very diligent, professional approach to the game. So, I mean, he's in every package we have, and you'll continue to see more and more of him.
With the Jadis injury being significant, what does that mean in terms of opportunities for other guys to see the field more, I guess, on the back end?
Yeah, well, we have some guys that are really versatile, and some guys that now it's their time, now it's their turn. And, we were talking about it the other day. I mean, the injury bug, it's not exclusive or unique to us, right? A lot of people are going through it. We saw some teams the other night, 3-4 offensive linemen down and go into places and just do a great job protecting and blocking. And now it's we've been hit a little bit with it, and we certainly feel very confident in the guys that we do have. And when we practice on the back end, we do it like we do the offensive line, where guys are taking snaps at multiple positions so that we have more versatility, and that's going to come to play now.
What has Saquon shown the last few weeks? Saquon Patterson.
Growth, development in the areas of understanding the scheme, taking great angles. He's as good of a tackler as you'll find as a freshman. I mean, he really understands leverage, really understands playing low to high with a flat back, shooting a wrap, running his feet through contact. But he always had, he's, again, comes from a great program in Chaminade and Madonna, and what he's been taught and he's been coached at a very high level. So our football concepts, our coverage concepts aren't confusing for him. He's done a really good job digesting them and executing them, and you see more and more playing time for him, and now it's going to continue to elevate. So.
Mark, you mentioned that I think it was Tim asked a question about going over the film and everything from this game. You mentioned seeing doses of reality. What was the learning moments? Is it specific position group, an area you guys want to improve, or mindset in finishing?
We do, just playing to a standard as it relates to effort and physicality. I mean, any type of lapse in college football, any competitive sport, you can pay the price, right? And if you don't hold yourself accountable, from within, then the opponent's gonna probably hold you accountable on Saturdays. So it's a huge point of emphasis, and the only way to drive it home, all the way home, is to do it in a team setting, and not in a blame game type of way. We don't believe in that. Because if there's anyone to blame, it's ourselves. It's as a team, as coaches, as players together. But in a truly hey, I respect you. I love and appreciate what you do on a daily basis, and therefore I confront you. And I confront you so this is at the forefront, and we can attack this thing and remedy it, right? I don't need someone to report to me, hey, this guy's doing a poor job at doing this or a poor job at doing that. We want solutions. And that's what a team meeting in a setting like that is for.
Alright, there's been a common theme with the defense gets better in the second half. What are some of the things that you guys are trying to change on defense to get them started early instead of kind of playing from behind?
Yeah, no doubt. We started fast, and then we hit a rut there in the second quarter that dragged a little bit into the early part of the third quarter, and it was very polarizing. You had 3 and outs on consecutive series, and then you had some 10 and 12 play drives. And then you close out the game with 3 and out, 2 and an interception, another 3 and out. And all of those details, all of the snags, the hiccups that led to those extended drives are all, for the most part, controllable. Now they hit some good plays. They really did. Credit to their quarterback, their receivers, their running back. They hit some really good ones, but there are other ones that we should have done a better job. We should have done a better job coaching it and executing it. And that's what we really spent an enormous amount of time identifying that so we could get better at it, simulating it in practice. Some of it has gotten better, and some of it still needs to get better.
And just following up on 9 weeks in, what's the biggest growth that you've seen from week 1 to now as you guys get ready for, on the road now against Georgia Tech?
Being internally driven, just cutting out external factors. It's a self-starting type of organization. I think the hunger grows. I think we recognize what a blessing it is to be in November and be playing very significant football. I think we've understood the blessing and the importance of focusing on 1-0 and nothing else. Nothing else matters behind this or beyond the current opportunity. So the leadership council, the general leadership of the team, the growth of some of the young guys, to see a program that's continuing to evolve, develop, and mature, you know, and we still have a long ways to go.
You hinted with us earlier in the year that you had I forget the phrasing, time management coach or game management coach. I'm curious just how you feel like that process has been, having that coach to lean on this year, and how it's impacted things on game day for you.
You know, it's been kind of the process always. It's just a little bit more, I would say, I don't know, visible and present, but it's the same processes and it's constant interaction, so that there's a fail-safe. There's no holes, there's no loopholes in process. And I think up until this past week, we were really up there middle eight production performance, which is critical, right? How you end a half, how you start a half. And a lot of different areas that probably don't make it to the media, you know, in terms of trying to gain an extra possession, trying to diffuse an extra possession for the other side, trying to save your timeouts in case you're in an opportunity to get a possession back. All those scenarios have played out just about, for the most part, to how we wanted it to, and it's been a lot of diligence, you know, with a lot of people working hard.
Even going back to your earliest days, you've always talked about 1-0. That's always kind of been you. The level of buy-in of this team seems like it's been pretty close to 100%. I mean, they mention it willingly all the time to us when they talk to us. Would you say it's the most receptive group, or one of the most receptive groups you've had to that philosophy?
It was, yeah, it's up there. I mean, they're awesome to be around, you know. They're willing to be and open to being challenged and pushed. I think they see the intentions of the people in this program is all for their betterment. I think, because you know, when you push people, you challenge people, if the relationship isn't strong, it could be taken the wrong way. It's like, man, why am I being antagonized? Why are they all over my butt about this and that? And this group, I mean, these are legitimate competitors. These guys are hungry, you know, the term you always hear, dogs, you know, this alphas that want to win, and they understand that, you know, think about it, this time of the season, everybody's got your film, and staffs, you know, on the opponent's side, they communicate. I mean, we have staffs that we're playing against this week that have relationships with other staffs we've already played against, and you have to be kidding yourself if you don't think they're going to share information and give away stuff that can beat you. So, you know, as you go deeper into it, the tighter your processes have to get, the more you have to be willing to challenge and push yourself, and it's not supposed to feel warm and fuzzy. It's not supposed to be like, you know, super fun all the time, but it is rewarding, and it's awesome to be around a group of young men that are as willing and capable of taking things to another level.
You have a lot of games left this year, obviously. That said, when you watch, Cam McCormick has become a only catches touchdowns kind of guy, but he's invaluable blocking, does that well. You see him interacting at the sideline, even without being able to hear it, you get the feeling of what he's saying to guys. You see how they react to him. What is his future in football going to be, do you think, 5-10 years from now? Is he a guy that you could see transitioning from player to coaching, that sort of thing?
Well, I think he's going to play, and I think he's going to play in the NFL for a good while. You know, the thing is, yeah, Cam had to go through some injuries, but Cam is healthy. Cam is super smart, and Cam has seen a lot of football, man. And he's been in every imaginable offensive set, play call, and I mean, he is an absolute sponge on special teams as well. He's incredible. And then his leadership, you know, you watch him and Elijah Arroyo when the defense is huddling up on the field during a timeout, and the way they come over and bring energy and like truly like genuine, like, hey, let's go get this thing done. Let's, you know, bleep, bleep, bleep. And it's from the heart, and it's genuine, and it's real. And it's from a place where, I mean, that guy he's seen a lot, he's been through it all, and he just wants to win, and he wants to see the guys around him be successful. That being said, Cam's a very talented guy. Cam's 265 pounds, and Cam can run, he can catch, he can block, he's great on special teams. So we always, at the tail end of their careers, we always try to grab guys like that and bring them into coaching, because we are firm believers that young people need more people that are good for young people. We need more really good mentors, really good teachers, guys that have the heart in the right place and that can make an impact and change people for the better. And maybe one day we could convince them to do something like that.
Alright, you got-
Tomorrow, the CFP first playoff poll comes out. How much will you pay attention to it? How much stock do you put into it at this point?
Absolutely zero. And we'll be in practice. We'll be in meetings. Will it be out there? Will it be something that a lot of people pay attention to? Yes. Do you address it? You don't ignore it, because it's reality and it's part of the college football process. So you don't act a certain way to be fake about it. But you always circle back to find a way to be 1-0, or it doesn't matter what it is the next week.
Mario, last season obviously didn't end well against Georgia Tech. Is there anything that you're gonna apply differently for this season? I know you guys have a completely different team compared to when you played them last, but what is the biggest adjustment you're gonna make for this weekend?
In terms of what exactly?
Of just learning from last season's game.
In terms of what exactly?
I just think of like the play calling towards the end. I know we did talk about the game time management coach, but just like, I guess, the approach for this weekend's game.
The approach for the game, we approach every game the way we approach every single game. 1-0 mentality, prepare really hard, and play our best football.
You guys have faced Haynes King the last 2 years at Georgia Tech last year and A&M the year before that. Just how much? I mean, he's hurt, so we'll see if he's able to play.
Sorry?
Haynes King, the Georgia Tech quarterback.
He's a really good player.
Yeah. How much does being familiar with him, having seen him the last 2 years, help you game plan for him?
Haynes King and that offense is really good. Yards per play, they're up there. Some of the tops in the country. They are really good at generating chunk plays. They protect him really well, and I think they're number 1 and number 2 in the country in least amount of sacks and pressures. They certainly do a great job of also getting him loose. I mean, he's a really good runner as well, and he's got explosive playmakers. So watching a guy like that play, you got to understand that, certainly you making them one-dimensional isn't necessarily the answer, because he can chuck around all over the place too. You just have to prepare for a lot, and he's surrounded with a great supporting cast. I mean, his offensive line is one of the most experienced in the entire country. I believe most of them are either seniors or redshirt juniors, and the number of starts is, again, probably the most. They play really well together. You could tell they're in sync. You could tell their line calls are on point. They don't make mistakes. They finish their blocks. They're very mature up front on both sides. To spill over a little bit into the defense, they're very mature and very physical on both sides of the ball up front, because they're very well coached. They're mature body types, and they play a lot of football.
You mentioned it when you walked in, about the fan support and what you're hoping for this weekend. Atlanta has always been a place where Canes fans have gone to. It's an easy flight, obviously, there's proximity. How nice is that, man? You have it at Cal too and everywhere else, but when you know that you're gonna have at least a few thousand friendly faces up there, just how nice is that to see when you walk out there?
Well, our players love that. I mean, they really do, and we have a huge alumni base there, like you mentioned. So it's great. It really is. We expect them. I know it's homecoming for them. I believe it's also a Jersey team game for them as well. So we're expecting a big crowd and a lot of noise and a rowdy environment, and exactly what college football should be about. So the pageantry of what's being put together there for the weekend should be just a lot of juice, a lot of energy, but the focus is on us making sure we prepare for a really good football team.
And there was a story that came out last week about how, I think it was Big Ten, they're having some trouble with, I didn't fully understand it, helmet communication being maybe not as secure as coaches would have liked. Have you had any issues with that?
You never know till after the fact. I mean, I know that there are some times where that thing it's difficult to hear, and sometimes you got to signal, and people are really good at signal stealing. And that's perfectly legal. So I would never complain about that. That's part of the game. But you have to do an excellent job at protecting your signals and using that comm, because if not, you're asking to get picked apart. So to that extent, the other part of it, we've had some issues that have never made it public being on the road, and you know things, people getting a little intrusive into, you know, but that's for the league to figure out and whatnot. But our focus is on making sure that we take care of our business, that we focus on getting better and go play our best football.
Mario, you have any shot at getting Damari back?
Damari Brown?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he's very close. He's close.
this week or?
I wouldn't say this week is a reality, but soon after, we feel pretty good about it. Let me rephrase that, we feel very good about it.
All right, one more real quick. Yep. How do you handle the bye?
Just like we did the last one, I think we have a good bye week process, I think. I mean, I've learned a lot and grown a lot in just watching that. I mean, I grew up on the other side of things where the bye week was like full throttle, 4 or 5 days of, you know, knock 'em, sock 'em robots, man, you know, and then that's, you just can't do that. You don't have as many bodies as you used to, and it's not what's best for your team at this time. You know, you're almost year round in football now, and so the bye week is be discussed when we get to the bye week, man. Right now, it's all about playing Georgia Tech, and they're a great football team, and we're looking forward to the opportunity in Atlanta.
Great. Thank you, Coach.